Alright guys, welcome. So today I'm going to be breaking down what it actually takes to make 2026 your year. This is coming from someone who's been on this journey of making organic dropshipping work since 2022, and it took me all the way till start of 2025 for me to find my first winner. And it wasn't just like an overnight success thing. It was more like me building it from like literally from the ground up. And I would say it was around mid, maybe I would say till March actually. Till March is when I actually went super viral on IG, generated over 200 million views, and that's where I actually started seeing some success. So, 2026, how do we get started? What is different? Um, how can you find your first winner? So, let me start off by saying the benefits of 2026. So, AI with organic dropshipping has recently become more proven. Okay, so it's always been AI content has been around for a while, specifically for TikTok Shop and paid ads, but organic dropshipping has been adopting these skill sets and it's been successful. Based on my Q4, I can prove to you guys, or I can, confirm that people were doing really well with AI content. I personally did not use AI content this Q4, but I've seen people in my space and other space use a lot of AI content, and they were actually going more viral than myself because of that. So AI content is number one priority skill of 2026. Okay, will it always be the top priority skill? No. Eventually organic content will take over, so people will want to see trustworthy content like ourselves who can create authentic content. But for now, AI content is a move. Now, I've done some research because myself and the team were looking for the tools which our competitors are using. So it's probably going to be VO3, aka Nano Banana Pro. I think they're under the same category, Gemini. And that's like where you get started. Okay, the other methods I'm gonna have to find out. Like, I'm gonna be very transparent. This is the field that we are getting into, because the reason why it took so long to get into it is because AI content was not very important for my particular product. So for my winner I didn't really need it, but now I'm trying to like expand the concepts and also the products. I'm testing new products, and the new products definitely require it. So this is the time where I'm trying to like learn it, and this is very transparent. I'm being very transparent with you guys. So this is where I'm gonna start, Nano Banana Pro. But then if there's any other tools which I may need, I'll have to find out. Probably 11 Labs if I want to use like a script with a TTS. This is for the text to speech, and then there's lip sync. If you want to use AI characters, there's lip sync AI. But these are probably not needed for most of your cases. Like, if you're doing organic content, I really doubt you're gonna need like an avatar speaking and then lip syncing. So this is more like for TikTok Shop. Okay. Anyways, this is where you get started. Okay, I'm safe to say that VO3 is the move for now. Next move, apart from AI, is you need to find a brandable product. And this is what I preach for since day one. And this is actually how I, broke the failure routine, which I was like getting into. It was more like a trap. So you get started. I started in 2022. In fact, I probably started before, like just researching. You know what I mean? Like, everyone starts researching. For me, it took me like, I don't know, like a long time. But then I reached a point where I just wanted to record the product. Like, I just want to post. So I tried posting for products. Obviously, my content was really bad, kept on improving, and eventually I found my, like, the people which I would listen to, right? So if you are watching me as a beginner, okay, I'm just gonna say this from now. I wish I was one of these guys watching me when I started, because what I'm about to tell you is very different from what you may hear from other people. So when I started, people still say that till this day. They used to say, website doesn't matter. You just need a good enough website to make people purchase. That's number one, which is completely false, not true. Number two, misconception is pump and dump is the fastest way to 10K per month. Also very false, because in my experience, the best way to make like good amount of sales with a pump and dump product is if you are advanced. If you're a beginner, you have no chance. I'm sorry. So these are the first two big misconceptions. The third one is it's not easy, it's humbling, and it's not like what gurus make it seem like. Okay, so it's not the type of lifestyle you would imagine at the start, especially if you like think me starting ecom like organic dropshipping. I thought it's gonna be like you could sit on the like anywhere, like on the beach and just work. This is maybe later along the line. Okay, for now it's very humbling. You need to record every single day. When I first started, I would put more quality over quantity. So I had a product in particular which required me to go outside. So I would go out, record, for example, in a garden, and I would keep this content, like I would keep on split testing and reposting it for the next 5 days until I'm like, okay, this is time for me to go out again and record again. And that was so bad. I would never do this. The worst thing you can do is limit yourself to a set number of content, especially if it's bad, which it was probably bad because I never went viral with that. I was very new to the game back then. But yeah, I'm just sharing these misconceptions which I learned because I was watching people online. But now I'm like trying to make it very clear that these are not what you want to do. Instead, what you want to do in 2026 is you want to find a brandable product. You want to create a brandable website. And you would be surprised, like it took me a while until I realized how bad of a problem this is. So it took me until I started working with my team members in my affiliate program. When I saw their websites, I realized they're all identical. Like if I were to just go on my burn account, I would, swipe twice, click on a random website and see, like compare their website to another dropshipper. 90% of the time, they have the same layout. They have the same offers, the same everything. Okay? And that's a very big problem. I don't know who is spreading this pump and dump layout for the website, but whoever is doing this is really bad because they're all identical. It looks very untrustworthy, and I don't know how to explain it. It's like I was looking at the store the other day, and it just looks exactly the same as what I would see on an average burn account. So the point is, don't be like the 99%. Okay? If everyone's doing that, then you want to do something different. Trust me on this. You need to stop doing what everyone's doing. And this applies to the product as well, which I'm about to talk about in a minute. But the website is something which surprised me, honestly. How can you make it different? Let me tell you. First of all, find a good theme. You need something that looks like Shrine. Okay? Shrine is the best theme. I always recommend it, not sponsored. But surprisingly, I'm seeing like big names in the e-com space. They're actually offering free themes under their name, and that theme is actually exactly the same as Shrine. And even more surprisingly, when you go to these AI theme builders, they're creating a very similar Shrine looking theme. So I don't know how this is going, like this happening, but yeah, this is like probably the best way to start, like to use these AI themes, because they have all the proven formats for a good looking website to perform. So get these AI themes, okay? But don't get sold for the idea that it will take you 1 minute to get your website working and then it's done. No, they'll just provide you the building blocks, but then you still need to, put them together to create the final product, right? And this is what you need. The building blocks are there. Then you need to find a list of competitors which are really good, okay? So this is the theme. You found a good theme. Next you need is a format, a copy-paste format, not for you to just, mindlessly copy, but instead to create a standard. So make a list of top 3 competitors. That's one. And then number 2, you need to set your quality of standard. And why is this important? Because now you put for yourself a rule that you don't want to, no matter what, you don't want to go below your competitors' standard. Okay? This way you're going to either be the same level or better, even though you're just starting out to compete with them and they've been like in the market for a year. Your standard is so high that you're only going to launch if you have the same or better quality of standard. So these 2 will get you on the same level of your website. Next is the product. How do we find a brandable product? Few ways to consider. So one is you need a flexible, you could run a pump and dump, by the way. You can find a pump and dump product which is flexible. For example, I like to give this example, which is the projector, which shows like different themes. You select what it shows. So for example, Avatar is coming soon, I believe. So you could literally market it for Avatar theme. So watching the movie while you're sleeping or reading, relaxing, whatever. This is literally, like, I bet there's going to be trends about this. I'm calling this early on, okay? If you know, you know. And you can get back to this video when it becomes a trend. Why is this important? Is because these products are very common. You can find them on Amazon. That's why they're pump and dump products. However, they're very flexible in terms of marketing, so that you can use the same, mediocre product, which is the projector, but you can follow the cloud of attention. So maybe right now the cloud of attention is around Stranger Things, I believe. Later it's going to be around Avatar. So if you're running this product right now, you could be doing it around whatever is trendy, and so on. So that's one of these examples. There's a lot of other examples like cameras and stuff. So find a very flexible marketing angle products. Really important. So that's the first criteria to get your first winner. Okay. The second one is something that has a lot of value. Now, value means a lot of things. Means high perceived value in terms of the quality. So someone would look at it and be like, wow, this actually looks like it's worth buying. Like if the last thing you want to do is sell something where they would see the price and be like, that's very overpriced. You want, by the way, some products might actually be cheap looking, but then the marketing is what makes it look high perceived value. So it's up to you, obviously, to make it look high value in terms of the quality. But yeah, obviously some products are just red flags, like you don't want to run them. For example, plastic products like gimmicks and gadgets, you want to avoid that. Also avoid any product which is found in every Walmart. So I did a mistake when I was a beginner. I sold there's a few products I've sold in the past, or like not sold, I tried to market. So there's this plastic box which you put products inside. So you could put like jewelry here. This was found apparently in every store, every single store. So this is not, I believe even people receive this for free with their jewelry from Shein. So although I generated so many views with this when I first started, it's something which you never want to do. Next. So something that looks valuable, that's one. Number 2, has some sort of emotion or experience. These are really important to consider when picking a product, okay? Lastly is to have some sort of customizability to it. So whether the product itself can be custom to the product or it has some variety to it. So variance or custom. Okay, boys? So that's the criteria for the product. What else is making 2026 a big opportunity for you guys? Now that I've broken down the most honest values of what you need to look for in terms of a product and website and marketing, because I broke down the AI marketing. Only thing left is to put in daily amount of work. Again, you don't want to be putting, like today you're watching this, you might be like gaining all of this sauce and be like motivated, and then you just dump the information outside of your brain. No, you want to make use of this info. This is like, I'm giving you the most transparent info. So this is what you need to apply on a daily basis. You need to actually create content every single day, 2 to 3 posts original, and I would say bulk filming is not the move. It's only worth it if you're an advanced creator. If you are all the way from like someone who hasn't made, I'm gonna set the bar high, okay? If you haven't made up to 30K a month, then you're not qualified to bulk film. Okay, this might sound controversial, but this is the harsh truth, because one thing which I learned over time is that the quality of your content is, in a way, very linked to how many sales you make. Even if you have a bad account, even if you think that you're getting shadow banned, the bottom line is your content is not good as it should be. My cat is in the background. I don't know if you can hear it. I guess it's confirming that what I'm saying is very true. Next point. Let's get into the... What's up? You guys want to see the cat? Never mind, he's too far. Anyway, third point is volume. Volume and quality. So quality and quantity. You don't want to sacrifice one for the other, okay? I like the word volume more than quantity because you actually need like this compounding effect, and it only happens through volume. Actually, let me add one thing to the misconceptional list which I made previously. The amount of posts that you should be posting per day. Everyone says you need to post once per 3 hours. In my opinion, that's the biggest lie, especially now in 2026. I don't know whether this is something new which I discovered, but I've been doing this for the past over 6 months. I have been posting once, okay, maybe not 6 months, 4 months, okay? For the past 4 months, I've been posting once per hour. So if I have posts ready, I would literally just prepare them for 1 hour, like 1 post per hour. Whether it's trial reels, whether it's normal reels, doesn't matter. I just post once per hour. And the end goal is to get as many posts out as possible. And obviously this depends on your product. So if you have a very good product, increase the volume. Just double down, okay? But this doesn't come at a cost of reducing your quality. You want to make sure both are there. Lastly is I'm just going to say the mindset. What mindset do you need to adopt in 2026 to actually find your first winner and make 2026 your year? Mindset is everything. In fact, I may have had to speak about it in the start, but I really wanted to just get the sauce across to you ASAP, so that you know that what I'm saying here is true. Mindset, though, is what puts everything together. So just like I said earlier, the building blocks, you could say I give you the building blocks right now, but it comes down to the mindset to actually put them together and work on them every single day. So there's a few things which I would like you to understand in 2026, okay? First of all, the game is not easy, okay? I would have never I wouldn't like to say even found my winner, because the winner which I currently have is the same one which I had to build for a year. So when I first started, everyone doubted me, including my mentor, which I was in his affiliate program. So I had to build it block by block long enough till it actually turned into a winner. Looking back though at it, my content was really bad. So even my website was really bad. So there's a lot of things which you need to understand when picking a product, because some products may be around for a while, but then you could just, check the criteria I've shared, make sure that it ticks all the boxes, or at least some of them. Once you're sure that it's a winner, so it has a proven concept behind it, there's people running it for a year, when you have the green pass to run it, literally set the standard so high that on your day one, you're gonna run it the same as your competitors, which have been in the space for 2 years. When you start like that, it's just a matter of time till you turn it into a winner. So, in a way, you're making a product a winner. And the best way is to, since we're talking about this example where you're entering a market which is very competitive, so you're entering a competition, so you're entering a competition versus people who have been in this space for 2 years, for example. That's a red ocean, very competitive. So the best way to do it is through flexible marketing. Find a different angle, which you're really good at, very creative, very trendy at the moment, and that's how you create a purple ocean sort of marketing, where you just switch the marketing, although you're in the same market. Okay, you're still running the same product, but then different marketing, which will allow you to tap untapped parts of the pie. So this is a pie. They have acquired most of it, but then there's this one little part of it, which no one has, acquired yet. That's what you're trying to do with the purple ocean strategy. So, yeah, mindset to complete this puzzle piece. Mindset will require a lot of things. You need to be very rational, no emotions whatsoever. So you need to put in the same amount of work whether you're making 1k days or 0 days. Okay, that's one. Number two, you need to be very stoic. So whatever is happening around you, okay, it's very linked to unemotional, but in my opinion it's a bit different, because being unemotional about your work is obviously tied to your work. So regardless of how much you're making per day, it will not affect your work. But then stoic comes to life. So whatever is happening around you, whether it's in your inner circle or around the world, just focus on what you can control, and your life will get better when you understand that you should put your energy into things you can only control. Leave things which you cannot control to the universe or to God, whatever you believe in. Most important thing. Next point for the mindset is believe in yourself and consistency. So if you have the vision to see yourself running the same product, and you as yourself, like improving your quality of content, eventually upgrading the product, getting better variants or custom product, seeing a vision with yourself, but also in your product, in my opinion, it's more important about the product. So if you see a vision in the product and that you believe in yourself that you can run this and compete with the market and do better than them, then most likely you're going to do it. But then it will require the consistency to it. So you need to put in daily amount of work, long enough till it pays off. Because it's easy to keep on running this marathon when you see daily rewards. But then when you don't see anything, you're like stuck down here and you're putting daily amount of work. That's the hardest period of this whole journey. So you need to, this is like the most common thing, by the way. So you're going to go through this for whatever amount of time it is, maybe days, weeks, months, maybe years, until that first spark of hope. Okay? But one thing I wish I did better when I started is, why not during this time think like I am here? Because this person on the top of the hill is the same person that was down there. It's just different mindset. So if you can adopt the mindset of the person on top of the mountain, okay, so imagine yourself already making 1k days, 10k days, whatever. What would that person do on their daily basis? I'll tell you from what I've seen this Q4, I was putting way more work. I was posting minimum 5 original content per day. That's one. And then number two, I was just constantly on one product. I was not expanding. Right now I'm expanding to more products because I feel like at this time of the year, I'm being transparent. At this time of the year, it's better to try, divide your apples into different baskets. It's better at the moment because there's new opportunities right now. There's new products. So I'm running my main winner, but then I'm introducing one product. Initially, I said I wanted to get two winners. I'm sticking to my values. I'd rather be the best at one thing. So I'm gonna keep my winner. I'm gonna double down on it. I'll get this one product as well, which is very similar into what I'm very good at. So I'm sticking to my values in terms of like being the best at one thing. So that's what you need to do. You need to put the same amount of work as your top days. Post 5 to 10. Literally, I'm not even kidding. 5 to 10 once per hour. You could do like 3 to 4 original ideas, and then the other 6 are just split test, so different text, different audio, and so on, and just post all of them. Like, literally, Meta is your best tool to get sessions and sales. So nowadays, you shouldn't even think about 3 hour gap per post and just posting twice a day. This was like the old strategy for TikTok. Nowadays, I don't even rely on TikTok anymore. So post 5 to 10 per day, and if you do it long enough with the quality and everything, it will pay off. So hopefully, guys, this has made you understand what it actually takes to win in 2026. It's not that easy, but it's doable. You need to have this hope, this belief, and and on top of that, and most importantly, you need to accompany the belief with hard work. So you need to believe in yourself and work on it every single day. And and before you know it, you're gonna see the results. So hopefully this has helped you guys. And if so, please subscribe, join my Discord, completely free. You can get to network with us. I'm trying to build like a community where we could just share the sauce, get to know each other, build a very healthy community, and just become like a team. Because I also have an affiliate program which is free as well. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Hopefully you guys have learned something from this, and so yeah, that's pretty much it, boys. Thanks for watching. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Hopefully you guys have learned something from this. I try to be as transparent to help you guys to get started with 2026. And this is coming from someone who's been stuck in the space of organic dropshipping for a very long time. And I truly think the end goal is to have a hybrid approach of organic plus paid ads, which again nobody talks about. I truly think that's the end goal. And without organic, you wouldn't get there. So you cannot just get into paid ads. In my opinion, it's better to get the skill sets of creating very good creatives organically, and then get some capital through organic, and then scale with paid ads. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Hopefully you guys have learned something from this, and if so, please subscribe and feel free to join my Discord. It's completely free. We're trying to build a very healthy, positive, educational Discord community where everyone can learn. So any questions you got, you can ask me directly there. And also, if you'd like to join the affiliate team where you could work on my branded products, especially since I'm getting a new custom product next month, so I'm going to be sending out samples. So if you're interested, let me know as well on Discord, and you'll get free mentorship and cut per sale. So thanks for watching, boys. I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.